A Comox Valley teenager on trial for second-degree murder took the witness box for himself today, telling the court that he killed James Denton in self-defense. The 19-year-old was stabbed to death following an outdoor concert last summer. As CTV's Gord Kurbis reports tonight, the testimony today sparked outrage from Denton's family.
After listening to a week and a half's worth of testimony against him, today it's the accused's turn to take the stand.
He described this stressful, very quick event. In my view, at least, he was doing his level best to do that, given obviously how difficult it was for him to talk about the events that night.
The 17-year-old, who can't be identified because of the Young Offenders Act, told the court today he did stab 19-year-old James Denton last July, but he did so in self-defense.
It's a tragedy in terms of how quickly an event like this, it took only seconds, what impact that can have on a young man's life. There's lots of tragedy to go around here.
The teen testified that he had been badly beaten by a group of people in the summer of 2010 and that he began carrying a knife after that to protect himself. He said he opened up the knife as he and Denton were exchanging words, believing James saw the knife, and he raised it up towards Denton as a reflex twice as Denton was approaching him.
He doesn't know right from wrong. He's been coached by some people that are very close to him on how to use the knife, I'm sure of that. And James had his hands at his side. As we all know, James died for laughing at the ignorance of him.
During his time on the stand, the defendant said he'd never given any previous thought as to what would happen if he stabbed somebody with a knife. He said he'd never even heard of anybody dying from stab wounds, unless maybe they'd been stabbed with something like a kitchen knife maybe 50 times. The Crown prosecutor wasn't buying that defense and said the defendant was perhaps tailoring some of his answers in order to avoid that second-degree murder conviction.
No, it wasn't self-defense. It was an aggressive act to show everybody how tough he was.
The accused admitted he and a friend had consumed a 26-ounce bottle of whiskey the evening of the Rhythm on the Rock concert. He said after the stabbing, he initially ran away, but then was making his way towards the police station to turn himself in when police arrested him. His lawyer says after closing arguments tomorrow, it will be up to a judge to determine what happens next.
A judge would have to weigh whether a youth sentence would be sufficient in this case if there was a conviction, or in that event whether it was appropriate to sentence the 16-year-old to life imprisonment.
Security was once again tight for the proceedings, and that came into handy when a man headed to the courthouse for a probation meeting started a confrontation with the Denton family. He was kicking over one of the Justice for James signs on the courthouse lawn. Cell phone video shows the man on the ground being arrested shortly after being brought down by plainclothes officers attending the trial. Closing arguments for the Crown and defense are expected tomorrow. Gord Kurbis,